Good evening. I would like to call the Monday, June 16th, 2025 council meeting of the Dalton Mayor and Council to order. A quorum is present. Mr. Lama, if you will lead us in the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Council members, you have before you an agenda. I'll entertain a motion.
Motion to approve.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? If not, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, do we have any public commentary? Don't believe so. Moving on to staff presentations. Todd?
None.
Okay. Council members, you have received already the minutes of the June 2nd, 2025 Mayor and Council meeting. I will entertain a motion.
Motion to approve.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? If not, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, moving on to unfinished business. Item number 3. This is going to be the second reading, ordinance 25-13, the request of Alex Vital and John Davis, Battle Ridge Land Company to rezone from transitional commercial C4 to general commercial C2A. C2, a tract of land totaling 1.4 acres located at 323 North Hamilton Street, Dalton, Georgia, parcel 12-219-40-017.
Yes, Madam Mayor. As discussed during the last meeting, this is, as you read, going from C4 to C2, and it is my understanding that the requester is desiring to have an event center at this location.
All right, are there any questions or comments of Todd? If not, I will entertain a motion. Okay, I have a motion to approve. Do I have a second?
Second.
Is there any discussion?
I would like to add that we do need to get control of the event centers at some point, and this hopefully is one of the last few that we have to approve, but I'm not totally in favor of them.
Okay. Are there any other comments for discussion? I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. Item number 4, second reading ordinance 25-14, the request of Kelly Roy to rezone from transitional commercial C4 to limited commercial C1A, a tract of land totaling 0.07 acres located at 632 Oxford Street, Dalton, Georgia, parcel 12-238-03-031.
Yes, again, as discussed during the last meeting, this is actually going to a more stringent zoning classification. And from C4 to C1A, it would be a more restrictive. This does come with staff and planning commission recommended approval for this.
All right, are there any questions or comments of Todd? If not, I will entertain a motion.
Motion to approve.
Have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? If not, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, under new business, item number 5, license agreement between the City of Dalton and the North Georgia Fair Association. Todd?
Yes, Madam Mayor. This is an agreement between the North Georgia Fair Association and the city of Dalton. As the council knows, we'll be moving our July the 4th festivities over to the fairgrounds this year. This is going to give us ample room for shooting of the fireworks and providing for a safe area for doing so, and for spectators to be able to hopefully have better view from further off. This agreement is between the city and the Fairground Association. It provides hold harmless agreements between both the city and for North Georgia Fairgrounds, as well as it sets the expectations for each party. There is no financial consideration to be made from this agreement.
All right, are there any questions or comments of Todd? If not, I'll entertain a motion.
Motion to approve.
I have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? If not, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Item number 6, license agreement between the city of Dalton and the American Legion Post 112.
Yes, this agreement also goes along with our July the 4th festivities. As I said in the previous agreement, this will be staging the fireworks at the fairgrounds. So it takes up the majority of the parking that is located at the fairgrounds. So we approached the American Legion and requested the use of their lot that abuts to the fairgrounds, and they were in agreement with that. And so much like what we did with the fairgrounds, this is more or less hold harmless agreements for both ways that the city attorney had drawn up for this. This does come, there is a $500 cost for using that, and that is included within this agreement as well.
Are there any questions or comments of Todd? If not, I'll entertain a motion.
Motion to approve.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? If not, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Item number 7, agreement between the City of Dalton and the Dalton Board of Education for the School Resource Officer Program for 2025-2026. Assistant Chief?
The contract you have before you is the contract that was put together between the Board of Education, the superintendent, and the police department. Is substantially unchanged from last year. A little bit of language in there that's different from last year, just to clarify some things about events outside of school. This is exactly the way that the school system requested to be set up. The funding setup is the same as last year's. Number of officers, the way the reimbursement's done is all the same as last year.
Okay. Are there any questions or comments? If not, I'll entertain a motion.
Motion to approve.
We have a motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? If not, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. Item number 8, fiscal year 2025 budget amendment number 3. Cindy?
Good evening, Mayor and Council. This is budget amendment number 3. It does include the general funds and various other funds. As discussed in the Finance Committee meeting before this, we went over each line, so I'll entertain any questions if you have any.
All right. Any questions or comments? If not, I'll entertain a motion.
Motion to approve.
Second.
A motion and a second. Any discussion? If not, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, item number 10 is executive session for real estate. And following, when we reconvene in our meeting, there will be no action items before this council. And our next meeting will be Monday, June 30th, which this is due to the holiday of July 4th and the way the calendar falls. And that will be our only announcement at our next meeting. So at this time, I will entertain.
Madam Mayor, I'm sorry. We skipped over item number 9, which is the
Sorry.
first reading of ordinance
Second,
25.
sorry. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, it had me all excited. I was ready to explain that a little bit. This is just an amendment, some text change that was brought to our attention by Chris Hester, and I'll let City Attorney Jonathan explain the changes, but to my knowledge, it was only some text amendments for this. Jonathan?
Yes, Madam Mayor, this is just to correct a scrivener's error that was located in the old code. There are two places where there are references to section 50-208, and it should be 50-209, so it's just cleanup work.
Okay, let me read this for the record. Item number 9, first reading ordinance 25-15 to amend chapter 50 of the 2001 revised code of the city of Dalton, Georgia, captioned environment by amending section 50-209 captioned minimum requirements for erosion, sedimentation, and pollution control using best management practices to provide for an effective date, to provide for the repeal of conflicting ordinances, to provide for severability, and for other purposes. If there are no questions or comments of Jonathan or Todd, I'll entertain a motion.
It's a first reading.
Oh, it's a first reading. Okay. So we'll have that at our next meeting. Okay, this time I will entertain a motion to go into executive session for matters of real estate.
Motion to go into executive session?
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
A motion and a second. If there's any discussion. If not, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right.
Motion to come out of executive session.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
I'm.
Any opposed? All right, there are no supplemental business before this council. I've already shared the announcement of June 30th will be our next council meeting. At this time, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? If not, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? We are adjourned. Thank you.